Hello everybody, and welcome to another exciting Starcraft 2 broadcast. My name is Ahnaris, and today I'm here bringing you the second game in the best of three match series between FXOSheth, spawning as the Zerg over in the right position, against the Protoss player Grubby, spawning over in the left. Now, like I said, this is a best of three match series, so we're in game number 2. Sheth is already up 1-0, so it's up to Grubby to keep himself in this series and push it to game number 3, or Sheth, is going to go ahead and try for that 2-0 shutout. We'll have to just stay tuned and watch and see what happens. Now, we did see a pretty darn exciting game previously on xel'naga Caverns. I will leave you to watch that. If you haven't already watched it, you definitely should go and check that out before proceeding in this video. I guess I've already kind of spoiled it for you, but if you're watching game number 2 out of order, well, hey, what can I say? So, anyways, back to the game here. We see Grubby going ahead with a pretty standard placement of the pylon there, and nothing much going on in the Zerg base. We see he's sitting at around 13th supply right now. We'll give these guys a minute or two to build up here and actually allow us to analyze their builds a tiny bit. In the meantime, though, for those of you who watch game number 1, you know that my friend is actually sending me a package that weighs about 51 pounds. No clue what it is, but I have some exciting news. Today, it actually arrived a day early. So I have it sitting in the front door right now. I actually recorded the first part of the video, but the camera died on me for the batteries, so I'm actually going to wait and record the rest of it here and actually unbox it, and then upload it in one giant smorgasbord of an unboxing video, which I think will be pretty darn lolsy. I haven't seen the package contents yet. I just know that, oh my god, I cannot believe he actually shipped that frickin' box. So, pretty exciting there is to have a little star. Oh, now, how nice of the probe, trying to be artistic or something. I don't know, probe-tistic, whatever. As we look over here and take a look at Grubby's build, we see he's opened up with a pretty standard build right now. He's got that gateway at the ramp, and he's probably going to throw down a cybernetics core here or here, something like that. Go with a traditional zealot wall off, and then he could transition like he did last game from a 3-gate into an expansion. He could try to do some kind of one-base play. It all kind of depends here. Looking at the build right now, we see he is actually saving up his Chrono Boost. Look at that. He's sitting at about 62 energy right now. So I wonder what he could be doing. Let's we'll keep an eye on him and see what kind of crazy shenanigans he's going. He threw down the Zealot there around 20 supply or so. So we'll actually see what's going on over here. We got one drone actually coming up and hanging out the ramp for just a second, trying to stay out of visual range of Grubby's probe. But Grubby, I think, did see that drone right at the last second as it turned that corner, so he's probably thinking, alright, we're going to have that expansion going down for the Zerg player. Meanwhile, Sheth is continuing to give pursuit to this probe. Now, we look over here at the Protoss base. He's got one Zealot already good to go, hold position and everything. He's also Chrono boosting out that first sentry there. He's also getting that Warp Gate technology, but you see he's still sitting on a lot of energy there. The Zerglings are actually being microed. Look at that. He's keeping the low ones out, trying to push away that Zealot. Grubby is trying to respond by dropping a pylon and a gateway here to completely block it off. He realized that Zealot was not going to last, and look at the force field. Grubby actually trapped 3 of those Zerglings and will be able to take those down before the force field goes away. Great response there by Grubby. One Zergling did manage to come down here at the bottom and hang out, which is actually going to work out well for Sheth. That's going to allow him to keep an eye on the Protoss player. Maybe, kind of head back up the ramp, see what's going on, then come back down. Certainly don't want to do it right now, though. As you see, it's very low in the hit points. Looking over here, you see Sheth already has one Overlord hanging out very close to the Protoss base. He came over here. He saw this. This is going to be the most important thing. He saw Twilight Council. Right now he's thinking one of two things. All right, I came in here, I saw the gateway, and I know there's a gateway over here, so we could be having 3-gate Blinkstalkers, or we could be having right here Dark Shrine. Now notice he didn't actually explore the geysers, so he doesn't know. He's assuming that the Protoss player is running on 2 geysers right now, which is a pretty safe assumption. You could see, obviously, we spectators can observe that for ourselves. But in the meantime, we'll take a look and see how he's preparing here. Now look over here, Sheth. You see his expansion's looking pretty good. He's still working on saturating it a little bit, still focusing primarily on economy. He's running on 1 geyser right now. He's still sitting pretty comfortable. He realizes he's probably not going to be facing an attack in the next minute or 2. simply because the Protoss, whatever he's doing, he's going to be a couple minutes before he's really ready to get that tech out that he's hoping is going to field him with a huge advantage. So in the meantime, we see that Overlord is actually going to be taking a lot of fire here. I think it might be able to live. We'll actually come back to that in just a second. Do want to point out, in the meantime, an Evolution Chamber has just gone down, and also we're seeing a couple more Zerglings take to the field. Going on that lair tech now, looks like that Overlord did indeed survive 52 hit points there, and Grubby decided to go ahead and take the expansion. Now, Grubby did see the Overlord, so he's aware of the fact that Zerg knows what's going on. So he may be anticipating Zerg's going to try to do a quick preparation for something like the Blink Stalkers or whatnot. You see, he's actually got several Zerglings here, which is, you know, pretty good counter to Blink Stalkers, get that surround pretty easily. Also, Sheth taking the initiative here, also dropping down a Spore Crawler at his natural. This is going to just allow him to spend a little bit extra money and be in a good position to defend in case the Protoss decides to go with that Dark Templar tech, which we see he is indeed going to be going right now. Now, let's take a look at Grubby and see exactly what he has seen. Ooh, do want to point out that poor little probe guy going to be going down there in just a minute or two. There is one pylon here, and oh man, look at that. The DT actually captured by the Zerglings. Oh man, good play indeed. Good catch. Anyways, the pylon right here allowing quick units or quick warp-ins of the Dark Templar there. We see he's actually just kind of checking out what's going on, and probably not going to be quite as liberal using these as he was with the very first one there. He realizes that Sheth knows what's going on, so he's got some Zerglings here, quick to respond to any sort of incursion, also good for fighting against those Stalkers there, should the need arise. Looking at the production tab right now, we can see not a whole lot is actually taking place right now. We see Zerg is actually moving out with these Lings. He's working on the Weapons 1 upgrade for the range and also getting the Groove Spines. That's going to help a lot, again, against the Stalkers. And more importantly, you know, game number 1, we did see Grubby kind of go a little bit late with the Colossi there. So maybe Sheth is thinking that he's going to be facing a similar build and going to be going ahead and getting some Hydras. Hydras, of course, not always the best thing for Zerg versus Protoss, especially these days. You know, a while ago it was pretty much you know, standard Roach Hydra Corruptor, but the Hydra's role has been kind of marginalized since then. In the meantime, though, taking a look at the Protoss base, we see he is going to continue to warp in more gateways, still working on the economy. Again, not too active of a fight so far. That Blink Tech is being researched, though. I'm sure the Protoss is hoping that's going to help him a lot, especially dealing with the Roaches. That, in combination with the Force Fields, will help out a lot. Oh, but look at that, man. Very nice planning by Sheth, keeping that Overseer with the Zergling, allowing the Zerglings to just take out that DT before it even had a chance to touch that hatchery. But keep in mind, now Grubby did see, I think he saw that drone come in there for just a second. If he didn't, then it would be super unfortunate for him, as it really would have been nice to know that expansion is going down there. Weapons 1 just about complete for the Protoss player. And looking over here at Sheth's base, we see it's pretty much standard. We actually, one thing we don't see until just now a second ago is a Roach Warren. So he got those Hydras first, again in anticipation of something along the lines of a Stalker build, because given the tech that he had right now, probably what he'd be transitioning into. And looking at Grubby, you know, he did just now get this gas going up a little bit ago, so not in the greatest position to be teching towards Colossi. We see there was a little bit of an engagement there, not too much. They just kind of ran into each other and then just immediately ran back. And now Zerg is going to be a tiny bit vulnerable here if the Protoss player decides to push this. With those Blink Stalkers combined with the Force Fields, we can actually look at the energy there and see there's a lot of energy ready for Force Fields. And also combined with the Proxy Pylon, this expansion is going to be coming under some pretty heavy assault. Sure enough, there goes the Zerglings as Grubby continues to push forward. But look at the Hydras. They're already in place. Force Fields have gone down. Going to keep a lot of these Hydras out of the fight. Protoss looking to engage a few of them before he has to deal with the bulk, which are coming around the corner right now, ultimately forcing the Protoss back down the ramp towards his Proxy Pylon. Will he be able to hold this position? It's hard to say right now. He is going to try, though, because you can see he's got a ton more Stalkers warping in, but at this point, Zerg has the high ground, he's got the Roaches now, and he's also got the Hydras for support. Going to see the Protoss once again try to press up here. Nice Blink Micro, trying to keep those units from dying, as we see actually the sentries are going to be starting to go down. Here comes the drones, going to force the blinking from the Stalkers, and now he's forced to retreat. Poor little sentry there, taking one for the team, man. One very nicely placed force field by Grubby is going to cause these units to funnel in one at a time. Sheth actually taking a couple of unnecessary losses there. Grubby is happy with that retreat, so it looks like he's actually going to try to push towards the natural for the Zerg player, where you see another hatchery is going down. Pretty good timing on that. Unfortunately, not good enough, as you see it just exploded in a fiery, goopy ball of, I don't even want to know what the hell that was, but it sure was gross, folks. There's a little Zergling that could, man. Poor little guy, and here's the little Zerglings that could, or the little Zergling that couldn't. Oh, the humanity. Or the complete lack thereof. So now we can actually take a look at the income right now. We can see 64 to 51. Zerg clearly has a mineral advantage here, as well as the gas. Units lost right now, we can see Zerg has definitely lost the greater. Protoss is going to be looking to expand that just a tiny bit here. But look at what Sheth has fielded, man. At the army size right now, you can see 141, 144 to 100. Look at that, man. That is just a pretty darn beefy army here. Let's actually see what's going to happen as Zerg is getting ready to mount another defense. Once again, Protoss tries to move in here with the Blink Stalkers, but at this point, the Roach Hydra combination is so very powerful, it's forcing yet another retreat from Chubby. Or not Chubby, Grubby. Wow, I'm sure if he ever watches this, he is going to kick my behind. I do apologize for that. I'm sure I'm going to get some comments about that one. Ha ha! You can't talk. Oh well, it's okay. So Sheth now still in a pretty good position. There goes the sacrificial overlord here. Just going to come over here and check out what's going on. I do like how Sheth has creeped up a lot of these expansions right here, trying to keep the Protoss contained. Roach is moving in now, this time cutting off the Protoss escape route. Their only chance for survival is to come up here and blink down. We see Sheth is aware of that, though, so he's moving his forces back into position. As Grubby's Stalkers are now quite trapped. We see a couple DTs here warped in trying to defend, but I mean, what is one DT against this? Well, the answer is squat. Grubby, however, is taking this opportunity to try to mount another offensive, but this time with the inclusion of the Infestor, which almost died there. We see he is just, oh man, so very close to blocking that off with the Roaches, but not quite. Grubby is, I think, going to be able to get out with 4 Stalkers from this attack. I'm sure at this point, he is just not happy at all with how this is going. Sheth has outmaneuvered him with the Roaches and the Hydras, despite the fact that there's not a lot of creep spread down here. Still, good positioning on the units has led to Sheth just being able to completely dominate this half of the map so far. Despite Grubby's constant attempts at harassing, we see right now his expansion is, well, might be coming under attack soon. There's a lot of Roaches, folks. We see he's still got that one Infestor just kind of chugging right along. But it looks like Zerg is going to be going for this one. We see actually a couple more Photon Cannons going up. Grubby hoping to mount a successful defense here. This poor Stalker is just like, I hate my life, I hate my life, I hate my life. Ah! Here comes the Zerg Assault. Here's the little warning Zealot. Poor guy's going to take one for the team, and immediately afterwards we're going to have a full-on engagement. One force field has gone down. Definitely could use a few more here, rather. Can't talk as Sheth continues. Look at this, man. He is just not stopping, pushing the Protoss back towards the other side of this base. Oh, man. Cannons going down. Stalkers going down. This whole place is just crazy right now, folks, as we see another Overseers morphing in. Good timing on that as one DT coming in from the rear, trying to take out the units here. Actually, almost got the Infestor there for a second, but it looks like he actually just was switching targets there. And now we see Sheth clearly has established dominance up here and forced a GG from Grubby. So this is going to allow Sheth to move on to the next round 2-0 in a fantastic Zerg versus Protoss match. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, my name is Ahnaris. If you liked the video, definitely click the link at the end to subscribe. Check out my other stuff. I'm going to have plenty more games from the FX Open Tournament here coming in the next day or so. Also, make sure you keep an eye out for the Epic Cheese Ball unboxing video. All right, I'm out.